The top right, we have our weather Protoss for Team SK T1 Telecom. It is the Casper player called
SK Telecom T1, Rain.
Raining cats and dogs today.
It rains, it pours.
It certainly does. Raining down sentries.
Don't ask for sunshine because this is
his opponent to the bottom left in the blue for Team Azubu. He is
Azubu Pilot.
viOLet with the win. The first game on the second map, though, he was not so lucky. Abyssal City was more of his turf, and then on Entombed Valley, he had to realize that the push, that the all-in of Rain is just a little bit too strong. But this is Daybreak now, and once again, the early scout with the probe for Rain. He wants to find out if there's an early pool, and Wolf the A is back.
Whoa.
The A is back. Production.
I think that A must be from SK Telecom T1 Rain's ID that when it comes across the screen. I could see that fitting right where things fade off, except the A just remains.
I just checked the green stream and they don't have the A.
Nope.
Maybe it's a feature. Maybe it's not a bug, Wolf. It might be a feature.
I think it is a feature. We feature A's on our stream.
It is amazing.
Listen,
and it's gone.
When the A was here, Rain won the game. Now the A is gone. He's probably. I wonder if he knows about the A has left him. Well, maybe he'll make another appearance. You can never be sure.
Expansion here coming out for viOLet, of course, after the pool. Very important here. Usually what you want to do is just go to the first spawning pool first, because there's always the danger of you being cannon rushed if you go for a hatch first, which is what you want to avoid, especially in a very important third game.
Yes.
Win rate for the two of them, 75% for Rain and only 42% for viOLet.
Yeah, both players with not a huge sample size, though, 4 and 7 games in total for a map that's been around for basically forever. It's hard to remember the times without Daybreak and map pool. Now, what is it going to be, Rain?
I think Daybreak was introduced 1 year and roughly 4 months ago. That was when I came to Korea. I think that was the time.
It came out with dual sight, as well as crossfire, and it was after the days of Tall Dream Altar and Terminus Reef.
That must have been like 1 year and 3 months ago, roughly.
I think there was a time where we had Daybreak. We also had like Calm Before the Storm in the same map pool.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a very brief time. I like to forget those times, but
who doesn't? Well, right now we have the third base coming up for viOLet. Normal timing here for him at 4:10. And at the same time, having a quick look now at the top right, here's the cybernetic score. And the one question is going to be, what is viOLet going to do as soon as he finishes the cybernetic score? What kind of tech are we going to see? He used Stargate on the first map on Abyssal City. We saw him, we might actually see him just with a normal immortal push on this map, or something just Casper-like, just Rain-like, something new.
It doesn't really suit Rain's style to go for the immortal push, I feel like. I think we're going to see Stargate again. It may also be that we see just the Robo used to take a third.
That is getting a lot more popular, getting the third base on Daybreak. If you go for the Robotics and the Twilight Council, getting the Blink, getting the Immortals, going into the third base, and some players like to just push out on a few gateways and do a bit of aggression, just forcing the Zerg player back while they're taking the fourth base.
Yeah, no +1 yet. He's got the resources now. We'll see if he gets it. Nope. And I think we're going to see actually the tech chosen now is Robotics, in fact, in the main base at the top of the ramp, where the Ling cannot, or rather the Overlord cannot see it. The Lings are going to deny this probe any more vision of what's going on, but he does already know about the third. No +1 just yet, but here's the third gas. Rain could go for that immortal push with how he's doing things here.
Yeah. It's a strong build. It's a very strong build, and especially on a map like this. This is actually the push that Mana used several times to defeat players like Stefano. That's the push that won Mana DreamHack Summer.
This Overlord wants to get in, but he does not get any information. Overlord's actually very low on hit points now.
Yeah, it is. It will get away, but it was a close call, though. And
the second Overlord tries to come in here too, and you know what? This Overlord is probably going to see it.
I think so. If he continues the path, then he will spot it. Yeah, he's very close. He's got to spot it without a problem at all. He sees the chrono boost already, and now he knows exactly what's coming. 14 drones have been started just a second ago, and this means that viOLet, who's by the way supply block now, goes up to 60 harvesters. This 60 or 64 is the usual amount that a Zerg will get on Daybreak when he has to prepare against a push like this. And immediately after he sees what's coming, just triggered a reaction going into lair and also dropping the Roach warning.
Interestingly enough, Rain also did not add any more gateways after his push was spotted. Now he starts them though.
We have now the creep spread at the third for viOLet. Really important for him, of course, to get a bit of a speed advantage and to get just the whole area covered in creep so that it's harder for Rain to place down forward pylons.
Yeah. 4 gates in addition coming down, and now the extra 2 that will put him up to a total of 7.
Yeah, 7 gates, and the Immortals will move out pretty soon. We have 8:30 already on the board, and with the 3rd Immortal he will move out. Most likely gonna add a War Prism as well. And I really hope that he puts a probe into his composition as well and starts a forward pylon and uses the War Prism for the micro with the Immortals.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's so critical. That's something that very few players are actually been able to figure out. I feel like the 2 best at it, in my personal opinion, are Parting and JYP.
If you can use the War Prism to micro and save your units, this is just so important that they can win you a game.
3 additional sentries coming down, the gates are ready. viOLet has all the time in the world to prepare for this. He's trying to get that Roach speed, his +1 is on the way. And he's just been able to spread his creeps so well. He already has the Lings on the Watchtower because he's known this push has been coming for a long time.
The War Prism is already on its way, and here the army supply, 60, 73 now for viOLet, 38 for Rain. He needs those additional warp-ins, even uses a couple of cannons to be safe at home. Not a single probe, no one wants to rely only on the War Prism here.
That makes this push just so much weaker. 4 Zealots and 3 sentries coming down. He wants to make sure he has a few Zealots to buffer for the Lings, and also those additional sentries for the force field. This is not good for viOLet, though. He cannot afford to lose Roaches out in the middle of the map like this.
He's trying to fight. Yeah, here comes the Guardian Shield. The Immortals are in a good position. The force fields are decent.
But the Immortals are losing their shields a little bit early here.
It's all about the sentries at the top, but he killed already a lot of Harvesters here. So far, this was the better engagement for Rain, but he needs to be careful. If he fights in an open area like this, he will need a lot more force fields than he wants to use.
Yeah. But he takes out a few more of the Roaches. Rain closing the supply gap just a little bit here. Spinecrawlers, though, are finishing during this time.
And Rain is in an awkward position. That's not really where he wants to fight. There's too much surface area for the Protoss army. Sorry, for the Zerg army, of course.
Exactly. He can be totally surrounded, even though the line of sight blocker keeps the vision away from him.
This is the last map, guys. This is the 3rd map, and viOLet puts Rain to a wall with his back. The warp-ins are good. He's trying to save those Immortals, using the War Prism here, dropping down to 83 supply. viOLet is also losing quite a lot. He's trying to fight back, though. The army supply, 58 against 33 in favor of the Azubu Zerg player.
The Warp Prism is ready for another warp, and he's chrono boosting right now. He just has to wait for the warp gate cooldown. 4 more sentries, actually, is what he chooses. 3 additional Zealots as well. I feel like viOLet, with the Spinecrawlers he has, if he just holds on a little bit longer, he's going to be okay because now he has Roach speed. He also has +1 for the Roaches.
With the position that Rain has where he's fighting, there's just no pressure on viOLet's economy. viOLet is just mining like a madman, and as long as his injects are good, and they are, he has the lava to produce units. He's even getting additional Spinecrawlers right now. This is such a tough position for Rain to be in.
I'd almost like to see Rain leave 1 sentry, or maybe 2, at this ramp here to force field, and then go around to the 3rd base so that he can't be surrounded. He's already killed the creep here.
A couple of Roaches in the back just waiting for the engagement. The Spinecrawlers, don't forget them on the high ground, they will help him.
Yeah, he's going to try to break up here where he's going to be flanked, and he's also going to face Spinecrawlers. This is exactly what viOLet wants. He wants to make a sandwich here.
Yeah, and he wants to make himself a Rain sandwich.
It's a big sandwich, man. It's going to be bigger than a foot long at Subway.
111 army supply for viOLet already.
Rain is waiting so long here. He still has a great composition, but viOLet's army supply may just be too much for him at this point.
He waits for the next round of warp-ins, and here we go with the army supply. 20 army supply lead for viOLet. It all comes down to the positioning, and the force fields are good. Rain can do a lot here. He has a really strong army.
Both players are supply blocked, in fact. The Timbers are going down.
Rain is trying to put 3 back. Here comes the army of the Zerg player. The positioner is not that bad for Rain. Could have been worse. It's not perfect, but the force fields are good.
So good. He cannot touch the Immortals. More sentries warping in here, and viOLet is dropping in supply. This is not a good engagement for him.
Yeah, definitely it's not. This was not... I mean, it could have been worse for the Rain with the position, but he was able to fight at the choke point where suddenly on 2 sides he didn't have to take care about the force fields. And the force fields that they used at the front were really good. Shut out most of the army, but just included enough roaches to make viOLet commit to the attack. Rain now on the move at the third base.
Not a good place for viOLet to fight if the force fields are good. He's trying to move his spine colors down. He's got 2 here, but he's moving a 3rd and a 4th one over now.
This is so close. Rain is so patient with this. His Immortals already did such a huge amount of damage, 23 kills and 20, but he has to break through the Spinecrawler wall and all those roaches, and we have so many of them. There are 44 roaches at this point.
Oh, you're so right, but the force fields are good. The Spinecrawler's doing some extra damage behind there. He doesn't have any of those additional Immortals, and the flank is good behind. He catches the Zealots, and it looks like viOLet may be able to push through. The sentry's starting to fall here, and Rain is out of luck, I feel.
The Immortal is exposed, and the second wave of viOLet takes down the Immortal. Rain drops in supply. He is already down to 70 against 160 supply. viOLet is closing the distance, chases down unit after unit. GG. Rain loses the last engagement, and viOLet takes the first best of 3.
Yeah. You know, Rain with great force fields and great patience, but too much patience. viOLet was able to mine, like you said, with those drones he had. He mined a crazy amount of resources.
It was just the position that he had in the first fight. He was just walking down the ramp and he was caught in the middle. From every angle, viOLet could engage, and there were too many force fields that he needed. Then he had to hug the Zanaga Watchtower, which of course gave him the vision, but he wants to be in a different position where force fields are a little bit more effective.
Well, we are going into our second best of 3 in this session. Our 3rd best of 3 technically without a break.
Yep.
That's fine. That's what we're used to, man. Sniper versus Seed. Another Zerg versus Protoss.
Okay, that's trolling right now.
What?
Can you please explain this to me?
What? There's an A on Counter's tablet. It won't go away.
What on earth just happened?
What is happening?
Why do I have the A on my tablet? It jumped from my previous screen to my tablet?
This is actually crazy. What is this A?
How is that?
I want to like take a picture of this, man. There's an A on your tablet. I'm actually take a picture of this. I hope we don't go on camera so I can take a picture of this A, man. What is this?
Why do I...
There's an A on Counter's tablet.
I don't get that. It was a second ago on my preview monitor, but how did it jump to my tablet? Why?
It's like not even related. Is there like an A virus?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find out if
it's only on that
screen.
one screen. I wonder if it's Team Liquid trolling putting the A there.
I hope that it's
I bet that's it. Okay, yeah, Team Liquid probably changed their code to mess around with us and put that A there. That makes sense. Now it's gone.
Team Liquid, seriously, if you're trolling me here, that's not funny. Not at all.
That is so funny, actually. I was getting freaked out,
doubting my sanity here.
That A is like a ghost. It's like it only affects our Team Liquid accounts, like at Counter and at Wolf on Team Liquid, those 2 IDs.
Okay. Yeah. I think I seriously need a break. I need sleep.
We don't have a break, man. It's time for the next Protoss versus Zerg.
Oh my god. Whoever did that, not funny, guys. Not funny. Well, maybe a little bit. Anyways, Sniper versus Seed is our next game. Another Zerg versus Protoss. And I'm a little bit worried here for Seed. In the last few weeks, he did not really do well. He dropped all the way down to Code B. And he has to prove himself in the Blizzard Cup now. We have the 2 ready, and we are going to jump into the game right away. This is the Blizzard Cup 2012 with Calden Wolf. We're going right into the first map between Sniper and Seed.